already at 300 tracks and we're 15 seconds in. Imagine transferring 300 plus songs on your own in that short amount of time. It's impossible. Look, if you are a music connoisseur, you don't like to just dabble in one music streaming service. You like to try them all out to see which one is your personal favorite, which one has the best sound quality, the best automatic playlist, the best algorithm, if you will, the best user experience overall. So you'll make a playlist in one streaming service, and then a couple months down the line or a couple years down the line, you might change your mind and say, hey, I don't want to be with that particular music streaming service anymore. I want to move on to something else. But how do you transfer those playlists? Well, you're going to need a service like Tune My Music, which basically helps you transfer your playlist from one streaming service to another very seamlessly, and also has some other features as well that I'll highlight at the end of the video. And in this particular video, if you are an Apple Music user and you want to dabble in some of the fun stuff that Spotify has, let's say for example, get some podcasts on there all under one app, or use their Spotify AI DJ service, well then you need to transfer your playlist from Apple Music to Spotify, and that's exactly what we're going to do in this video starting right now. So let's get started. This is TuneMyMusic.com. The very first thing it's going to ask you to do is to choose what source your music playlist is on. Which one are you transferring from? All right. You have all these options. In our case, we're going to hit Apple Music. Now it's going to want you to either load your Apple Music account, or you can copy the Apple Music playlist URL and paste it here. I have not tried this yet, so let's see how this goes. I have my Apple Music open up right here, and I have this Dinner at Home playlist that I'm a big fan of. So I want to see if I can copy the URL for this playlist and then transfer it over to Spotify. I'm going to click on the ellipsis right here, click on share, and hit copy link. This playlist has about 30 or so songs on here. They're a collection of songs that I love to listen to at home, hence the name, originality, folks. I have it in spades. All right. So I'm copied that from Apple Music, and now I'm going to paste it in here and load from URL. It found it. From your Apple Music account, here is my Dinner at Home playlist with 31 songs. All 31 have been selected. Now I'm going to choose where I want this playlist to go, and I'm going to hit choose destination. And in this case, like I said at the beginning of the video, we're going to be moving to Spotify. Again, you can choose any service you want. You've got YouTube Music, Deezer, Amazon Music, SoundCloud, Tidal, Beatport, Napster, Pandora. The list goes on and on and on and on. You can also export it to a file. This is a CSV file that basically gives you all the metadata, if you will, for your playlist. So, if you ever need that information, you can have it in a CSV Excel format.
Another feature I like about Tune My Music is how easy it makes it to share your playlists. So with just a few clicks, you can generate a link that lets anyone listen to your playlist on the platform of their choice, even if it's not the one that you originally created it on. So you can send them a playlist on Spotify, but if they don't have Spotify, they can listen to that same playlist on Apple Music. It's a seamless way to share music across different streaming ecosystems, and it's perfect for collaborative playlists or sending your favorite mix to someone who doesn't use the app.
We're going to hit Spotify, and in this case, Spotify wants to make sure that I am allowing Tune My Music to view my Spotify account data, to view my activity on Spotify, and to take actions in Spotify on my behalf. In this case, create a playlist and bring those songs over to that playlist. I absolutely want them to do that very thing. So we're going to hit agree right here. I'm going to hit start transfer. 0 out of 31 tracks have been transferred. 24. We're done. The transfer is complete. You saw it in real time right now, just how fast that was. That took maybe 5 seconds to transfer 31 songs. Now imagine if you individually, song by song, have to go in there and type in this artist's name, find this song, click on that thing and say, okay, now transfer it to this playlist. That's gonna be a huge pain in the neck. Let's see if it did what it was supposed to do. I just opened up Spotify on my phone, and if I go into my library, do I have a playlist here called Dinner at Home? Let's see. It's my very first playlist right there. The Dinner at Home playlist is 1 hour and 50 minutes, just like it is in my Apple Music program. Now, the playlist in Apple Music is 1 hour and 50 minutes, and the playlist in Spotify is 1 hour and 50 minutes. This worked like a charm, and you saw it do it in just about 5 seconds. That was very fast for a playlist of 30 songs to transfer over that quickly. Now, at the beginning of the video, I said, what if you have a playlist of like 2,000 tracks? Well, I just so happen to have a playlist here called Favorites. Now, this is a playlist that I've accumulated for well over 10 years. It originated on Spotify, and then when I moved over to Apple Music, I transferred that entire playlist to Apple Music. It is a whopping 1,950 songs. It's actually been trimmed down. It used to be over 2,000 songs, but I took a good number of them out, songs that I don't listen to anymore. But the playlist can last me for up to 5 days if I just hit play and let it do its thing. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete the original playlist off of Spotify and then see if I can transfer it from Apple Music to Spotify in this new version, this 1,950 song version, and just see how long it'll take to do that and how seamless the process will be. And then we'll go into the other features of what To My Music can do as well. So here's my favorites playlist. This is going to be painful. I'm going to hit this and say delete playlist. This is a playlist that has taken me a very long time to put together, but it is gone. My favorites playlist is completely gone. In fact, let's name it something completely different. Let's name this Arc Overload. We're just going to name it Arc Overload. Why not? All right, there we go. Arc Overload has 1,950 songs. Now, before I transfer that huge playlist, I'm going to go over the plans for Tune My Music because this is important to know. What I just did was a free trial, and that free trial allows me to transfer up to 500 songs for free, and I can share my music across all the music platforms. But if I want to transfer anything more than 500 songs, 501 songs, I'll have to do the premium plan. The premium plan gives me unlimited music transfer and allows me to share music across all the music platforms as well. But it also has this ability to do 20 auto daily syncs across different music platforms. Now, this is an interesting feature, not one that I would use, but I'll let you know what it is. So in essence, let's say you have multiple music streaming services for whatever purpose it is. Okay, let's say you have one at work, you have one at home, and they are with different platforms. Okay, so one is Apple Music, one is Spotify, or one is Amazon Music, or one is Tidal, whatever. This feature allows you to have those playlists synced amongst those different music streaming services constantly. So if you change one song in one streaming service, it'll auto sync to the other music streaming service. Is that important to you? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below if you would use something like that. For me personally, no, I just stick with one. But in this case, you can do that as well. You can also back up your music with Tune My Music, and I will leave their link in the description box below so you can get more details on how that works and how all their features work as well and what you get for becoming a premium member. Now, the premium membership, if you pay annually, is $2 a month. Now, I'm not going to need this service annually. Again, I'm not going to auto sync against multiple libraries or anything like that. So I would rather do the monthly service, which is $5.50 a month. I'll do 1 month. I'll use the service as much as I can to get all the songs that I needed transferred from one service to the other, and then I'll cancel, and I should be good to go. So I've decided I'm going to do the monthly version of the premium service. Now let's transfer that monster playlist. Once again, I'm going to go from Apple Music. We can also load from Apple Music. So we're going to go ahead and click that. We're going to hit allow request, and it's finding all my different playlists. Now remember, I want that Arc Overload playlist. That's the big one, okay? So that's selected. Now we're going to hit choose destination. That bad boy is going back into Spotify. And once again, we're going to give Spotify access, or we're going to give To My Music access, I should say, to Spotify to allow it to do this. Going to hit agree. There's my playlist. We're going to hit start transfer, and let's see just how long this takes. All right. In fact, I am going to do a countdown timer right now to see how long this will take to transfer all of our songs. Stopwatch is starting in 3, 2, 1, hit. We're already at 300 tracks and we're 15 seconds in, okay? Imagine transferring 300 plus songs on your own in that short amount of time. It's impossible. We are at 700 songs, 27 seconds in. And again, 1,950 tracks that are being transferred from Apple Music to Spotify using the paid version of Tune My Music. Again, you can get it for $5.50 monthly or $2 annually if you pay for the whole year. Now, it's found 3 songs that are missing. This tends to happen when one streaming service doesn't have the song that another streaming service might have, and that might be because of contracts or anything like that, where a particular track is just not on the streaming platform for whatever reason. There's albums actually that I like that are not on Spotify that are on Apple Music, or vice versa. 1,400 tracks have been transferred in 1 minute and 30 seconds, okay? And again, just Can you transfer 1,000 songs on your own in a minute and 30 seconds, a minute 40 seconds? To me, this is worth $5. This right here, the time savings is worth the $5. I know some people in my prior videos, I made comments of like, I'm paying for $5 for my time, for my peace of mind. And if you're going to tell me, spending $5 so that something is done in a fraction of the time that it would take you to do it, I'll pay that $5 all day, every day. We are at 2 minutes and 35 seconds for it to transfer 1,950 tracks. 5 of them were not able to get located. So 1,945 tracks. Now, the real test, was it able to transfer everything to Spotify? And wouldn't you know it, the Arc Overload playlist is right there. I click right in there and I've got a whopping 129 hours and 38 minutes of music that I can listen to at my heart's content that has been transferred over from my Apple Music of this playlist that is taking me years to put together. And I did it in 2 minutes and 35 seconds. That to me 100% is worth $5.
I love it when you're confident.